God, I am here at this late hour, when the house is quiet and the world feels distant, and I need you. Midnight has a way of making everything feel louder inside. The thoughts I pushed away during the day come back. The worries I ignored start knocking again. The things I tried to carry on my own feel heavier now. And so I come to you, not pretending to be strong, not pretending to have it all together. I come because I need your help. You see the chains I feel, even if no one else does. You see the weight that has been following me. You see the patterns that keep repeating. You see the fears that rise up without warning. You see the pressure, the spiritual battles, the private struggles. Nothing about this night surprises you. Nothing about me confuses you. And that alone brings a small sense of relief. Lord, I don't want to end this day the same way I started it. I don't want to carry these burdens into tomorrow. I don't want to keep walking in circles around the same problems. I believe you are a God who breaks chains. I believe you still set people free. And tonight I am asking you to begin that work in me. There are things that have held on to me for too long, thoughts that tell me I'm not enough, regrets that replay over and over, temptations that show up when I'm tired, habits I've tried to shake but haven't fully surrendered. There are spiritual weights that I don't always know how to explain, but I feel them, and I'm tired of pretending they're not there. So here I am, in the middle of this quiet night, opening my heart to you. If there is anything in me that has given room to fear, remove it. If there is anything in me that has agreed with lies, correct it. If there is anything holding me back from the freedom you want for me, show me and help me let it go. I don't want surface peace. I don't want temporary relief. I want real deliverance. I want the kind of freedom that reaches deep into my thoughts, deep into my spirit, deep into the parts of me that no one else sees. You know those hidden places. You know the memories that still sting. You know the disappointments that I never fully processed. You know the silent battles. Father, I admit that sometimes I've tried to manage everything on my own. I've tried to outthink my problems. I've tried to distract myself. I've tried to ignore what hurts. But tonight I'm not trying to manage anything. I'm bringing it to you. You are not intimidated by darkness. You are not limited by time. Midnight is not too late for you to move. In fact, some of the greatest breakthroughs happen in the quiet hours when there are no distractions left, when it's just you and me and honesty fills the room. I ask you to search my heart gently, not to condemn me, but to free me. Show me where I've been bound by fear of the future. Show me where I've been chained to past mistakes. Show me where I've allowed discouragement to settle in like it belongs there. It doesn't belong, and I don't want to keep living with it. God, if there are spiritual battles I don't fully understand, fight them for me. If there are unseen forces trying to keep me discouraged, silence them. If there are generational patterns that have followed my family for years, break them. Let this be the night where something shifts. I don't need drama. I don't need noise. I just need your power at work in my life. I know that deliverance begins with turning toward you fully, so I turn my attention to you right now, not half-hearted, not distracted. Fully, I am choosing to trust that you are present. I am choosing to believe that you are listening. I am choosing to stand on the truth that you care about what binds me. There have been moments when I wondered if change was even possible, moments when I felt stuck, moments when I thought, maybe this is just how it will always be. But I refuse to settle for that thought tonight. You are greater than what has tried to define me. You are stronger than what has tried to control me. Break the chains, Lord. Break the chains of anxiety that tighten without warning. Break the chains of guilt that keep replaying old failures. Break the chains of comparison that steal my joy. Break the chains of doubt that whisper that nothing will ever improve. Break the chains of spiritual heaviness that make it hard to pray, hard to hope, hard to believe. I am not asking in my own strength. I am asking because you are powerful. I am asking because you are faithful. I am asking because you have delivered before and you have not changed. In this midnight hour, I surrender the hidden things. I surrender the habits that drain me. I surrender the thoughts that accuse me. I surrender the need to control every outcome. I surrender the fear of what might happen next. I place it all in your hands, and as I sit here in the quiet, I ask you to begin loosening what has been tight for too long. Begin lifting what has been pressing down on me. Begin untangling what feels complicated. Begin restoring what feels worn out. I don't want to carry chains into another day. I don't want to wake up tomorrow under the same weight. Let tonight be the turning point. Let this midnight prayer be the moment where freedom starts to take root. I trust you to move, even if I don't see it immediately. I trust you to work, even if I don't feel it instantly. I trust that something is happening in the spiritual realm right now, something I may not fully understand, but something real. Stay with me in this hour, Lord. Keep my heart open. Keep my mind steady. Keep my faith anchored in who you are. I am here waiting on you, believing that chains can break even at midnight. And as I stay here with you, I realize that I cannot ask for chains to be broken without being honest about what those chains are. So tonight, I name them before you, not because you don't already know, but because I need to stop hiding from the truth. I need to stop pretending that everything is fine when it isn't. I need to stop minimizing the things that are quietly shaping my thoughts and decisions. Lord, there is fear that has followed me. Fear about the future, fear about my health, fear about finances, fear about people leaving, fear of failing. Sometimes it's loud, sometimes it's subtle, but it's there, influencing how I respond, how I plan, how I sleep. And I don't want fear to have that kind of authority over my life anymore. There is anxiety that shows up without invitation. It tightens my chest with what-if questions. It makes small problems feel huge. It drains my energy before the day even begins. I confess that sometimes I've allowed anxiety to guide me more than faith. I've rehearsed worst-case scenarios instead of standing on your promises. There is guilt too. Old mistakes that still whisper my name. Words I wish I could take back. Decisions I wish I could redo. Even when I know you forgive, sometimes I struggle to forgive myself. I carry shame like it's part of my identity. I replay failures as if they define my future. That is a chain, Lord, and I see it now. There are habits I've justified, patterns that I've said this isn't a big deal, even though deep down I know they weaken me. Compromises that seemed small at first, but have slowly built walls between me and you. I don't want to protect those things anymore. I don't want to defend what is keeping me bound. There is discouragement that has settled into my thinking, the quiet belief that things won't change, the temptation to stop trying, the weariness that says, why bother? I have smiled in public and carried heaviness in private. I have said I'm fine when inside I felt tired of fighting the same battles. Lord, there are also wounds, things people said that cut deeper than I admitted, betrayals I tried to move past too quickly, disappointments that reshaped how I see others. I don't always talk about them. I don't always even think about them consciously, but they influence how much I trust, how much I open up, how much I hope. If I'm honest, there are moments when pride has been a chain too. The need to look strong, the resistance to ask for help, the stubbornness that says, I can handle this. That pride has kept me from fully surrendering. It has made me carry burdens you never asked me to carry alone. There have been times when comparison has stolen my peace, looking at other people's progress, measuring my life against theirs, feeling behind, feeling less than. That comparison quietly feeds insecurity, and insecurity feeds more chains. And then there are spiritual battles I don't always know how to describe. Seasons where prayer feels harder, where motivation fades, where doubt creeps in quietly, where distractions multiply whenever I try to focus on you. I don't want to ignore that reality. I don't want to pretend it's just coincidence every time I feel pulled away from growth. God, I lay all of this before you, not in a dramatic way, not in a way that seeks attention, just plainly, honestly. This is what has been weighing on me. These are the chains I feel wrapped around my thoughts, my emotions, my decisions. Some of them were formed by my own choices. Some were shaped by circumstances. Some may have been passed down through patterns I didn't even realize I inherited. But no matter how they got here, I don't want them to stay. I admit that sometimes I've grown used to certain chains. I've adjusted my life around them. I've learned how to function with them. I've even built excuses around them. But functioning isn't freedom. Coping isn't deliverance. You didn't create me to live quietly bound, so I refuse to hide tonight. I refuse to minimize. I refuse to say, it's not that bad, when it has been affecting my peace, my joy, my relationships, and my faith. Search deeper, Lord. If there are chains I haven't recognized yet, reveal them gently. If there are lies I've believed for so long that they feel like truth, expose them. If there are roots beneath these struggles that I haven't seen, bring them to light. I don't want surface change. I want real freedom. I also confess that sometimes I've been afraid of what freedom might require. Afraid of change, afraid of letting go of familiar patterns, afraid of stepping into responsibility. Even chains can feel predictable. Even bondage can feel familiar. But I don't want familiarity if it costs me growth. Help me not to cling to what you are trying to remove. Help me not to defend what you are trying to break. Help me not to return to what you are trying to free me from. As I name these things, I already sense something shifting. There is power in bringing darkness into the light. There is strength in honesty. There is relief in no longer pretending. You are not looking at me with disappointment right now. You are not shaking your head. You are listening. You are present. And I believe you are ready to move. I don't want to rush this moment. I don't want to skip past confession just to get to comfort. I want this foundation to be solid. I want the chains fully identified so that when you break them, there is no confusion about what has changed. So I lay it all down again. The fear, the anxiety, the guilt, the habits, the discouragement, the wounds, the pride, the comparison, the doubt. This is what has tried to bind me, and I am done protecting it. And now, Lord, with these chains named out loud, I don't want to stare at them like they are bigger than you. So I lift my focus back to who you are. You are not just a comfort in the night. You are the one with authority. You are the Creator who speaks and things change. You are the God who sees what no one else sees and still chooses to stay close. You are steady when everything else feels unstable. You are holy and you are kind and you are not limited by what limits me. I remind my own heart tonight that you have always been the deliverer. When people were trapped with no way out, you made a way. When they were surrounded, you defended them. When they were exhausted, you strengthened them. When they were bound, you broke what held them. Your power is not a story from the past. Your power is present right now in this room, in this midnight hour. God, you have authority over every chain I named. You have authority over fear. Fear is not my master. Fear does not get to decide how I live. Fear does not get to rule my mind. You have not given me a spirit of fear, and I reject fear's claim over my life. I belong to you. You have authority over anxiety. Anxiety does not sit on the throne of my heart. It does not get the final word over my thoughts. It does not control my peace. Your peace is real and it is stronger than my racing mind. You have authority over guilt and shame. The enemy may accuse, but you are the one who justifies and forgives. Shame may try to label me, but you call me by my name and by your love. You do not define me by my worst moment. You define me by your mercy. You have authority over every habit that has tried to control me, over every appetite that has demanded my attention, over every pattern that has worn a path in my life. Nothing is too deep for you to reach. Nothing is too tangled for you to untangle. You have authority over discouragement, over heaviness, over hopelessness, over the lie that says I will never change. You are the God who brings life where things have felt dead. You are the God who restores what's been worn down. You have authority over wounds and trauma, over memories that still sting, over pain that still tries to shape my reactions. You heal, you mend, you restore. You are not afraid of my broken places. You are not turned away by my mess. And you have authority over the unseen battles I can't always explain, over spiritual oppression, over every dark influence that tries to push me away from prayer, away from hope, away from truth. You are the Lord over all. There is no power that stands equal to you. There is no darkness that can hold its ground when you speak. So tonight I don't just talk about chains. I declare your authority over them. I declare that you are stronger than what has tried to bind me. I declare that your name carries power, not because I say it perfectly, but because of who you are. I declare that I am not helpless. I am not abandoned. I am not stuck forever. You are with me, and you are able. God, I also choose to remember what you have already done. I remember times you carried me when I didn't have strength. I remember moments you protected me from things I didn't even notice. I remember doors you opened that I couldn't have forced open. I remember comfort that didn't come from anything around me, but from you. And if you have been faithful before, you will be faithful again. Lord, I want to stop giving more attention to my struggle than I give to your greatness. I want to stop measuring my situation by my own ability to fix it. I want to measure it by your power and your love. Because you don't just break chains in theory, you break chains in real life. You break chains in minds that have been trapped in negative loops. You break chains in hearts that have been hardened by disappointment. You break chains in people who have tried everything else and still felt stuck. You break chains for those who can't explain why they feel heavy. You break chains for those who are tired of starting over. So I speak to my own soul tonight. Don't panic. Don't quit. Don't believe the lie that this is permanent. God is present. God is able. God is working. Lord, I ask you to deepen my trust right now, not a shallow, quick trust, but the kind that holds steady when feelings change, the kind that stays even when I can't see immediate results, the kind that doesn't need to understand every detail to stay surrendered. And I ask you to help me align my words with truth, because sometimes I've spoken as if the chains are unbreakable. Sometimes I've said things like, this is just who I am, or I'll always struggle, or nothing works for me. Forgive me for agreeing with hopelessness. Forgive me for repeating words that strengthen bondage. Tonight I choose different words. I choose to say, God can free me. I choose to say, this chain can break. I choose to say, I can change by God's power. I choose to say, I am not defined by what I've battled. I choose to say, I belong to God, and He is not finished with me. Lord, I don't want to be confident in myself. I want to be confident in you. I want my faith to rest on your character, not on my emotions. Because emotions rise and fall, but you remain. And right here, as I sit in this midnight hour, I ask you to let your authority settle over me like a covering. Let it quiet the voices of accusation. Let it quiet the noise of fear. Let it quiet the pressure to figure everything out right now. You are Lord here. You are Lord over my mind. You are Lord over my home. You are Lord over my future. You are Lord over my past. You are Lord over my body and my health. You are Lord over my relationships. You are Lord over every spiritual battle. And because you are Lord, the chains are not in charge. They may have been loud, but they are not final. They may have been stubborn, but they are not stronger than you. So I stand in this truth tonight, not with pride, not with performance, but with simple trust. You have authority, and you can break what binds me. And with that truth settled in me, Lord, I don't want to just declare your authority and then keep holding on to the same things with my own hands. So I come to you in surrender, not the kind of surrender that is just words, but the kind that actually releases control, the kind that admits where I've been wrong, the kind that stops making excuses, the kind that says, God, I need you to lead me, because my own way has not brought me peace. I start with my heart. If there has been any sin I've been ignoring, bring it to my attention clearly. If I've been entertaining thoughts that don't honor you, if I've been feeding attitudes that keep me bound, if I've been speaking in ways that harm others or harm myself, I don't want to justify it anymore. I don't want to hide behind stress or tiredness or that's just my personality. I want to be honest. Lord, I confess that there have been times I've chosen what was easy instead of what was right. Times I've looked for quick comfort instead of lasting change. Times I've reached for distractions when you were inviting me to come closer. I don't say that to hate myself. I say it because I want freedom, and I know freedom and denial can't live in the same place. Forgive me for the ways I've been stubborn. Forgive me for the ways I've been careless. Forgive me for the ways I've been cold when I should have been kind. Forgive me for the ways I've held grudges, replayed offenses, and kept bitterness tucked away like it was protecting me. It hasn't protected me. It's only made me heavier. Lord, I bring you my anger too, even the anger I don't like admitting. Don't. Anger at people. Anger at situations. Anger at how long certain battles have lasted. Anger at losses I didn't choose. I don't want anger to become a root that poisons my life. I don't want it to shape my identity. Help me release it, and help me deal with it in a way that brings healing instead of more damage. I confess the ways I've tried to control everything. I've tried to control outcomes. I've tried to control how people see me. I've tried to control my future by worrying. I've tried to control my pain by shutting down. And control has felt like safety sometimes, but it's not the same as trust. Control has kept me tense. Control has kept me restless. Control has kept me from resting in your care. So I let that go, Lord. I release the need to have every answer tonight. I release the need to fix everything in one moment. I release the belief that if I don't hold everything together, it will fall apart. You are the one who holds my life, not me. God, if there are doors I opened that I shouldn't have opened, I ask you to help me close them. If there are influences I've allowed that pull me away from you, give me the strength to step back. If there are relationships that constantly drag me into compromise, give me wisdom and courage. If there are patterns that seem normal but are actually harmful, help me see them clearly. I'm not asking to be perfect. I'm asking to be free. And I know repentance is not about shame. Repentance is turning around. It's changing direction. It's saying, God, I don't want to keep walking this way. So tonight, I turn away from what's been keeping me bound. I turn away from the lie that I'm beyond help. I turn away from the lie that I'll never change. I turn away from the lie that I'm alone in this. I turn away from the lie that darkness gets the final word. And I turn toward you, toward your truth, toward your mercy, toward your strength, toward your leadership. Lord, I also repent for the ways I've spoken against myself. for the harsh words I've accepted as if they were facts, for the labels I've carried, for the inner voice that condemns, insults, and pressures me. I recognize that some of that is not just my personality. Some of that is spiritual warfare. Some of that is old pain. Some of that is learned from being hurt. But no matter where it came from, I don't want to keep agreeing with it. Teach me to speak with honesty and hope. Not fake positivity, not denial, but truth. The truth that you are with me. The truth that you are patient. The truth that you forgive. The truth that you can rebuild what's been broken. God, I bring you my shame. The shame that makes me want to hide. The shame that makes me feel unworthy to pray. The shame that tells me I'm dirty, disqualified, or too far gone. I place it in your hands, and I ask you to replace it with the truth of your love. Not a shallow love, but the kind of love that confronts and heals at the same time. The kind of love that doesn't excuse sin, but doesn't crush me either. Lord, I confess that sometimes I've been afraid to fully surrender because I thought you would take things away and leave me empty. But you don't strip us to punish us. You free us to restore us, so I trust your heart. I trust that when you remove what harms me, you also provide what I need. When you break chains, you don't leave me exposed. You cover me. When you close the wrong doors, you guide me toward the right ones. When you correct me, it's because you want me whole. So I surrender my plans. I surrender my timeline. I surrender my demand for immediate proof. I surrender my need to feel in control, to feel safe. I surrender my right to hold on to resentment. I surrender the secret things I've been guarding. Lord, let repentance be real in me, not only in what I confess, but in what I choose tomorrow. Help me make different choices when I'm tired. Help me make different choices when I'm tempted. Help me pause before I react. Help me ask you for help instead of rushing into the same old patterns. I don't want this prayer to be an emotional moment that fades by morning. I want it to be a turning point. I want the surrender I offer tonight to become a new direction, step by step. And if I fall, Lord, I don't want to run from you in shame. I want to run to you in honesty. Teach me to come quickly when I've messed up. Teach me to stop hiding and start healing. God, cleanse my heart, cleanse my thoughts, cleanse my motives, not so I can impress anyone, but so I can breathe spiritually again, so I can pray without feeling like I'm pretending. I admit I need deliverance that goes deeper than self-improvement. So I surrender, Lord, and I ask you to keep leading me forward, because I'm ready to be free, so I can worship without feeling like I'm wearing a mask, so I can live lighter. And right here in this midnight hour, I lay down my pride one more time. I admit I need you. I admit I can't break these chains by willpower alone, because I'm ready to be free. So now, Lord, I don't come with timid words, and I don't come pretending this is small. I come asking you to act with your power the way only you can. In the name of Jesus, I ask you to break every chain that has tried to attach itself to my life. Break the chain of fear that keeps me anticipating disaster. Break the chain of anxiety that keeps my mind running in circles. Break the chain of shame that tells me I have to hide from you and from people. Break the chain of guilt that keeps dragging me back to what you already forgave. Break the chain of addiction and compulsions, the things I reach for when I'm stressed, lonely, bored, or hurting. Break the chain of anger that keeps flaring up and then leaving me empty. Break the chain of bitterness that tries to justify itself as protection. Break the chain of laziness and procrastination that steals my purpose. Break the chain of doubt that whispers that prayer doesn't matter. Break the chain of confusion that makes everything feel foggy and heavy. Break the chain of constant comparison that makes me feel less than, like I'm always behind, like I can't be content. God, I am asking you to touch the root, not just the symptoms. If these chains are connected to lies I believed, pull those lies out. If they are connected to wounds I never healed, bring healing. If they are connected to sin I kept returning to, give me power to turn away and stay away. If they are connected to spiritual oppression, then in the authority you give, I resist every dark influence that is trying to weigh me down, confuse me, isolate me, or keep me trapped. Any voice that is not yours, any pressure that drives me away from truth, any heaviness that comes to choke out hope, I ask you to silence it. I ask you to place a boundary around my mind and my home. Let your presence be stronger than whatever has been trying to disturb my peace. Let there be no room for torment, no room for intimidation, no room for lies that keep me in bondage. God, I'm not trying to perform bravery. I'm leaning on your authority. I'm asking you to fight for me in the ways I cannot fight for myself. Lord, I also ask you to cut off the enemy's access points. If there are places where I've been careless, show me. If there are things I've been consuming that feed darkness in my thinking, help me shut that down. If there are conversations that keep pulling me into temptation, give me the strength to step away. If there are secret compromises that I've treated like they're harmless, expose them with mercy and help me remove them. I'm asking for wisdom that is practical, not just spiritual words. Teach me how to walk out deliverance in daily life. Give me the courage to make changes I've been avoiding. Give me discernment to recognize triggers before they take over. Give me humility to ask for help when I need it, to talk to the right people, to stop isolating when I'm struggling. Lord, where I need accountability, provide it. Where I need support, provide it. Where I need to repair what I've damaged, give me the grace to take responsibility without drowning in shame. And Father, I ask you to cancel every assignment that has been aimed at my peace and my progress. Every plan to keep me distracted, every plan to keep me stuck in cycles, every plan to make me numb, to make me quit, to make me believe I don't matter. I ask you to break that in Jesus' name. I ask you to replace it with clarity, with strength, with steady hope. And I ask you to restore what has been drained. Restore my desire for what is good. Restore my ability to focus. Restore my confidence in your love. Restore my willingness to pray even when I don't feel spiritual enough. Restore my joy, not as a performance, but as a real fruit of your presence. God, if there are generational chains, patterns of addiction, anger, abuse, manipulation, unfaithfulness, poverty thinking, constant conflict, emotional shutdown, whatever has traveled through my family line and tried to land on me, I ask you to break it here. Let it stop with me. I don't want to pass bondage forward. I want to pass freedom forward. I ask you to rewrite what has felt inevitable. And Lord, as I ask you to break chains, I'm also asking you to fill the space they leave behind, because I know my life can't stay empty. Where fear has lived, fill me with trust. Where anxiety has taken over, fill me with peace that holds steady. Where shame has spoken loudest, fill me with the truth of your acceptance and the courage to live clean. Where I've been tempted, fill me with strength and a clear mind. Where I've been lonely, fill me with your closeness and the right connections. Where I've been angry, fill me with patience and self-control. Where I've been numb, fill me with healthy emotion again, the ability to feel without being controlled by feelings. Where I've been confused, fill me with wisdom and simple next steps. And Father, I ask for protection for the rest of this night. Protect my mind from spiraling. Protect my heart from accusations. Protect my thoughts from replaying old scenes and old failures. If intrusive thoughts come, help me reject them quickly and return to truth. If worry tries to pull me into the future, help me bring my mind back to you. If condemnation tries to make me believe I'm disqualified, remind me that you are the one who saves, the one who heals, the one who delivers. Lord, let your word be louder in me than my feelings. Let your promises be more convincing than my fear. I'm asking you to make deliverance real, not just something I talk about in prayer. Make it real in how I think. Make it real in what I desire. Make it real in what I choose. Make it real in how I respond when I'm stressed. Make it real in how I handle temptation. Make it real in my relationships, in my speech, in my reactions. God, I ask you to strengthen my will where it's been weak. But even more than that, strengthen my spirit so that I'm not relying on willpower alone. Teach me to lean on you in the moment, not only afterward when I regret. Remind me to call on you quickly. Remind me that I am not fighting for victory on my own. I am standing in what you already provide. And Lord, I ask you to give me a sign of your care that fits your way. Maybe not fireworks, maybe not something dramatic, but something real. A quiet shift, a steady calm, a clearer mind, a sense of heaviness lifting, a new ability to say no, a new courage to do what is right. I trust you to confirm your work in your timing, but tonight I am asking boldly, deliver me. Break the chains, close the doors to bondage, open the door to freedom, set my heart steady, set my mind clean, set my spirit strong, and let the work you begin in this midnight hour continue without interruption, because I am yours and I want to live like it. Because I am yours and I want to live like it. And now, Lord, after asking you so directly, I don't want to keep holding my breath like everything depends on me. I want to receive what you give. I want to rest in the truth that you heard me, and that you are already at work, even if my emotions don't catch up right away. God, I release the pressure to feel deliverance in a certain way. I release the need for a specific sensation as proof. I choose to trust your character more than my nerves. I choose to believe that when I call on you sincerely, you respond faithfully. And I ask you to let that trust settle into me deeply enough that I can breathe on the inside, that I can stop scanning for danger, that I can stop rehearsing everything that could go wrong. Lord, I receive your peace not as a vague idea, but as a real gift. Let your peace move through my thoughts like a steady guard, not letting fear run wild, not letting shame do its speech again, not letting anxiety take over the night. When worry tries to rise, remind me you are here. When my mind tries to race, remind me you are in control. When old memories try to pull me backward, remind me I am not living there anymore. You are leading me forward. Father, I ask you to replace the heaviness with a calm that doesn't depend on my circumstances. Some things in my life may not change overnight, but I ask you to change what's happening inside me tonight. Change my atmosphere, change my inner noise, change the way I carry things. Teach me to hand you what I cannot hold. Teach me to stop gripping my problems like they are my responsibility alone. You told us to bring our burdens to you, and tonight I'm doing that, and I'm staying here long enough to actually let you carry them. Lord, I receive freedom in my mind, freedom from the constant replay of failures, freedom from harsh self-talk, freedom from accusations, freedom from the pressure to be perfect. I receive a clearer mind, not because I'm strong, but because you are kind. And God, I receive freedom in my heart, freedom from bitterness, freedom from resentment, freedom from the need to prove myself, freedom from the fear of being rejected. I receive a softer heart again, a heart that can love without being controlled by fear, a heart that can trust you even when I don't understand people. And Lord, I receive strength for tomorrow, but not the frantic kind. I receive steady strength. The kind that helps me make one good choice at a time. The kind that helps me pause before I react. The kind that helps me walk away from temptation when it shows up again. The kind that helps me speak with patience even when I'm irritated. The kind that helps me do what is right even when it's inconvenient. God, I'm asking you to make freedom practical. Help me recognize the first moment a chain tries to reattach. Help me notice the early signs, when I start spiraling, when I start isolating, when I start justifying what I know isn't good for me. Give me the awareness to stop early and turn to you. And give me the humility to use the help you send, whether it's wise advice, a trusted person, or a reminder from your word. Lord, I don't want a freedom that lasts only in this prayer. I want a freedom that shows up in my everyday life. Father, I ask you to cover me with your presence in a way that makes it harder for darkness to press in. Not because I'm special, but because you are protecting what belongs to you. Let my home be a place where your peace can live. Let my room be a place where my mind can settle. Let the night be a place where I can sleep, not a place where I wrestle for hours with thoughts that torment me. God, if my sleep has been affected by fear or spiritual heaviness, I ask you to heal that too. Restore healthy rest. Restore calm nights. Restore mornings where I don't wake up already anxious. And if I wake during the night, help me return quickly to trust, not to panic. Help me remember that you are the same God at 2 a.m. as you are at noon. You do not clock out. You do not step away. You watch over me with steady care. Lord, I also ask you to help me forgive where I need to forgive, not because it excuses what happened, but because I don't want to stay chained to it. Help me release people into your hands. Help me stop rehearsing arguments in my head. Help me stop feeding resentment with repeated memories. Give me the strength to say, God, you see it, and I'm letting you handle what I can't fix. And at the same time, Lord, help me set healthy boundaries where I need them. Freedom is not pretending everything is fine. Freedom is living with wisdom. So give me wisdom. Teach me when to speak, when to stay quiet, when to step back, when to seek help. Teach me what to keep and what to let go. And God, as I receive your peace, I ask you to also renew my desire for you. Not a forced desire, not guilt-driven religion, but a real hunger for what is good. The chains I've lived with have often dulled my appetite for prayer, dulled my hope, dulled my joy. So awaken what's been asleep in me. Restore my ability to hope again without feeling foolish. Restore my ability to believe that you have good plans, even if my past has been painful. Restore my ability to enjoy simple things again without guilt. Restore laughter. Restore lightness. Restore gratitude. Not because my life is perfect, but because you are present. Father, I'm also receiving your comfort. Comfort for the parts of me that have been tired for a long time. Comfort for the places in my heart that feel bruised. Comfort for disappointment that never got fully named. You are close to the brokenhearted, and I ask you to be close to me right now. Remind me that I'm not weak because I've struggled. Remind me that I'm not less loved because I've battled. Remind me that you don't get tired of helping me. You don't roll your eyes at my repeated needs. You are patient, and your mercy is not fragile. So I receive that mercy tonight. I receive the right to start again without being punished by my past. And now, Lord, I choose to settle into trust. I choose to stop scanning my life for proof that I'm free, and instead rest in the fact that you are freeing me. I choose to believe that the work you started tonight will continue. I choose to believe that when temptation comes, you will provide a way out. I choose to believe that when fear rises, your peace can rise higher. I choose to believe that when old habits call my name, I can answer with obedience because you are strengthening me. God, I'm not pretending the battle is over in my life, but I am believing the chains are breaking. And that is enough for me to rest right now. And that is enough for me to rest right now. Lord, as this prayer comes to its final moments, I don't want to suddenly tense up again. I don't want to grab everything back. I want to end the way I've been learning to live in this midnight hour, with open hands and a quieter heart. I've said what I needed to say. I've named what was heavy. I've asked for deliverance. And now I choose to trust you with the results. I choose to trust you with the process. I choose to trust you with the timing. God, I'm not going to measure your work by how quickly I can see it. I'm going to measure it by who you are. You are faithful, you are steady, you are close. And you don't start something in me just to abandon it halfway. So I rest in that. Father, I ask you to seal what you've done tonight. Seal it in my mind so that lies don't rush back in the moment I get quiet. Seal it in my heart so that fear doesn't try to take its old place again. Seal it in my choices so that tomorrow I remember what I prayed tonight. I ask you to strengthen the new direction you've given me. Strengthen my no when temptation shows up. Strengthen my yes when you call me to what is right. Strengthen my ability to pause, to think, to pray quickly instead of reacting. Strengthen my ability to walk away from what harms me, even if part of me still feels drawn to it. God, I'm asking you to make the path of freedom clearer and easier to recognize. When the old chain tries to reattach, when the old pattern tries to replay, help me see it for what it is and turn away without negotiation. Lord, I also ask you to protect my thoughts as I fall asleep. Protect me from spiraling. Protect me from replaying the worst moments. Protect me from imagining the worst outcomes. If my mind starts drifting into worry, gently pull it back. If my heart starts feeling accused, remind me that I am covered by your mercy. If old shame tries to speak, remind me that you have forgiven and that you are changing me. God, let the night be quiet inside me, not because I forced it, but because you gave peace. Let my mind slow down enough to rest. Let my body follow the peace you're placing in my spirit. Let me sleep without feeling like I'm on guard. You are the one watching over me, and I am safe in your care. Father, I pray over my home and the place where I lay down. Let this space be protected. Let it be calm. Let it be free from spiritual heaviness. Let it be free from confusion and fear. Let it be filled with your presence in a simple, steady way. If there has been tension in the atmosphere, I ask you to bring peace. If there has been conflict lingering in the air, I ask you to bring resolution in time and healing in the heart. If there has been sadness that keeps settling back in, I ask you to lift it and replace it with hope. I'm not asking for a perfect life overnight. I'm asking for a guarded life, a guided life, a life that belongs to you. And Lord, I pray over tomorrow, even though tomorrow isn't here yet. I place it in your hands. I don't know what I will face, what conversations will happen, what pressures will show up, but I know you will already be there. Go ahead of me. Prepare my steps. Give me wisdom at the right moments. Give me patience when I'm tested. Give me humility when I need to admit I'm wrong. Give me courage when I need to do the hard thing. Give me calm when stress tries to rise. And if I stumble, Lord, keep me from going into despair. Help me get back up quickly. Help me come to you fast instead of hiding. Teach me to live like someone who is being freed, not someone who is trapped. God, I want to thank you, not because everything feels solved, but because you are present. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for staying close when I was overwhelmed. Thank you for not rejecting me when I confessed what I've been carrying. Thank you for your patience with my process. Thank you that you don't require perfect words for you to move. Thank you that you respond to a sincere heart. Thank you that deliverance is not a reward for the strongest person, but a gift from a faithful God. Thank you that your love is not fragile, that your mercy is not stingy, that your help is not limited. And Lord, I also thank you for the freedom that is already beginning. Even if it's small right now, even if it feels like the first crack in a heavy door, I thank you for that crack. I thank you for the shift that is starting. I thank you for the courage you gave me to pray honestly. I thank you for the truth you reminded me of tonight. I thank you that the chains are not permanent, that my story is not finished, that my worst moments do not get the last word. I thank you that you can rebuild what has been damaged. I thank you that you can restore what has been lost. I thank you that you can teach me a new way to live. Father, I ask you to keep me close to you, keep my heart soft, keep my conscience clear, keep my mind anchored in truth. Help me stay connected to what strengthens me and step away from what pulls me down. Give me hunger for what is good. Give me love for what is right. Give me strength to do the next faithful thing, even if it's small. And as I rest tonight, remind me that I am not fighting alone. You are with me, you are for me, you are working in me, you are breaking chains, and you are teaching me how to walk in freedom. Amen.